Good morning and very welcome you all in today's very special webinar of Project Inclusion. Today, Sri Aurobindo Society organizing this webinar in collaboration with Samagra Siksha West Jaintia Hills Meghalaya. We are going to discuss today about Project Inclusion, about how we create inclusive education within our schools. It is very nice that we have today as chief guest Srimati AP Sayam ma'am, DSEU and DPC West Jaintia Hills Meghalaya. And also we have as a special guest Sri Lakhe Singh sir, District Inclusive Education Coordinator West Jaintia Hills Meghalaya. Also from the Sri Aurobindo Society, Dr. Simi Mahajan ma'am, who is a head of Project Inclusion Program Rupantar Sri Aurobindo Society, New Delhi, also will be here. And again, I welcome all our dignitaries, all our guests in today's webinar. So, in today's webinar, we will discuss project inclusion. Our topics are how to identify the student having different educational needs, how to identify the identity of CWSN student within our classroom, how to cater them as a normal child, how to cater them as a every child, and how to continue the education of inclusive atmosphere, how to create an inclusive education atmosphere within our schools. So we are going to discuss more about inclusion. We are going to discuss more about things that every a single teacher could be able to cater NDD students. Not only a special educator, but every teacher could be able. So now it is time to hear our guest. So I request Srimati AP Sayam ma'am, DSU and DPC ma'am, West Jaintia Hills Meghalaya. Ma'am, if you are available here, please unmute yourself, please on your camera and share your kind thoughts regarding inclusive education. Shrimati AP Sam ma'am, if you are available here, please switch on yourself and share your kind thoughts regarding inclusive education. Might
Lucky
be
sir.
ma'am is not available
Lucky
here.
sir, good morning.
Ji Nitul ji.
Good morning.
Yes,
Good morning.
I guess. Ma'am is here. Lucky sir.
I think she has not joined yet, maybe.
Not an issue.
And I could see, Lucky sir, teachers are also less. It's due to network, is it? Today
Yeah,
also they have
mostly because
problem.
most of the areas here have a very poor connection with the internet, so they find it difficult to attend the thing due to the net issue.
Okay, okay.
So maybe
Okay,
we'll keep on
Vijay sir,
joining
thank you so
later
much.
on.
Yes, Nitul ji.
Uh, there are less participants due to network issue. So we will wait for, they'll keep on joining.
Okay.
Yeah, they will keep on joining. Maybe we can continue with
Yeah,
the
but no issue at all, Nitul. I would recommend or I would suggest that we should carry on the session, and later on,
Session.
since
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have more session with the upcoming districts, so they can join
Mhm.
in that also, and maybe in
Okay.
upcoming days the network will be stable, so they
Mhm.
can join there. So you may continue, Vijay.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Pankaj. So now we have our special guest, Mr. Lakhe Singh sir. So we request you, Lakhe Singh sir, to unmute yourself, unmute your camera, and share your kind thoughts regarding inclusive education. So we can start our session today. Sri Lakhe Singh sir, over to you.
yeah, a very good morning to all of you, and then to other members who are present here in the second day presentation program. Now, uh, I would like to share a little bit on the inclusive education, deeply on the data of the West Asia in this state. So, according to the UDI's reports, we have a number of low vision at 74, and multiplying at 24, hearing impairment 65, speech impairment 65, locomotor impairment 99, intellectual disability 75, cerebral palsy 20, specific learning disability 3, autism spectrum disorder 4, mental illness 11, muscular dystrophy 2, dwarfism 3, leprosy fear 1, chronic neurological disease 3, hemophilia 1, and acid attack victim 1. This is according to the UDI's report, and these are the students which have been enrolled right from the pre-primary up to class 12. So altogether we have boys as 226 and girls as 225. Total for the UDIs as 451. Besides that, we also have a CWSM who are enrolled in the school readiness program with the boys 19, girls 17, total is 36. And then also we have GWSN engaged in the home-based education. They are boys 75, girls 43, and total we have 118. And also our school's children with special needs, boys 12, girls 11, and total 23. So together in our district Jaintia, the number of GWSN boys are 332 and girls is 296. So together is 628. So these are the brief data of CWSN in our West India district. So I think that's much regarding this. So I hand it over to the other stuff. So you can continue with the question, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucky Singh sir, for your kind words, for your kind thoughts regarding inclusive education. So now it's time to discuss more on project inclusion, more on detail that how a teacher could be able to create an inclusive education in their classroom, in their schools. And also for this cause, we have Mr. Saranji, who is a senior trainer on special education. So they will discuss about more about project inclusion. So we request Mr. Sharanji to kindly take over the session and discuss more about project inclusion. Sharanji, welcome to you and over to you.
Thank you, Vijay sir. Thank you so much. I would like to welcome all the education officers and respected teachers in this special webinar. This is a special webinar because in this webinar we will be talking about CWS. We will be talking about project inclusion, and let's start the webinar. And hope you all will definitely like the webinar. Respected teachers and officers, if we talk about learning difficulties, this project is typically based on learning difficulties. I wonder if you have seen some of the students in your respective school, maybe in the school premises or in the classrooms. They are the ones who are suffering from learning difficulties. These or those students are not able to read or write. They are not doing academically well. Maybe their bases are not strong enough. Else, might be they are facing some kind of troubles. So in today's webinar, we will be discussing about all these things, and we will be discussing how project inclusion will be helping you up in identify the needs of the CWSN at micro level and more effectively. So, respected teachers, to proceed with the webinar, it is important to know about some of the figures that I have shared with you all in your respected mobile phone screens. So, you will be able to visualize it very clearly in your respective mobile phone screens. If we talk about these facts and figures, I would like to highlight a report which has been shared by UNESCO and Tata Institute of Social Sciences. The report was shared in the year 2019. The name of the report was State of the Education Report for India. As per UNESCO, India is a home to 8 million children. If we convert this 8 million into the SI units, then it comes to 8 lakh CWSN children. So, respected teachers, you can well imagine in our country, 80 lakh or 8 million people are there with disability. They are categorized as CWSN. 45% of these 80 lakh children are those children who are CWSN, along with they don't have an opportunity to get educated. They are uneducated. Respected teachers, if we talk about the census of census which has been done in the year 2011, then as per the census, the number of special schools in India is just 2,500. So you can imagine the quantity of special schools are very less in India. This is very true. I'm not talking about a particular block. I'm not talking about a particular state or UT. Well, I'm talking about pan India basis. Respect teachers, if we talk about special educators who have been certified by RCI, their number is just 1,20,000 plus. And if we talk about CWSN children in India, their number is 80 lakh that we have already discussed upon. Here, I would like to ask a question from you all, respected teachers and education officers. If we see the number of special schools is very less, it's 2,500 in pan India, and the quantity of CWSN is at the hard side, and it is equivalent to 80 lakh. So, do you think practically are we, it is, can we cater 80 lakh students in just 2,500 schools? What are your thoughts about it, respected teachers? What do you think on practical grounds, on practical basis? Is it possible practically? Let's
No,
be very real. Laki,
No.
Laki sir is there. Okay. So if
no,
you
no.
thank you, Laki sir. If you really have a look over it and if you really think over it practically, it is next to impossible because the number is huge. The gap is huge. But in this particular session, we won't be talking about gap. We won't be discussing problems. Rather, we will be looking forward with the probable solutions. Respect teachers, those solutions which will be helping us to bridging up this gap or to bringing this gap closure so that more CWSN children will be getting a chance to get education. Respect teachers, I would like to move to the first probable solution, and the first probable solution is RPWD Act, which was introduced in the year 2016. The full form of RPWD is Right of People with Disability. I would like to repeat the full form again. It's Right of People or Rights of People with Disability. This act was introduced in the year 2016, and it tells that a CWSN student will be studying with the regular student in an inclusive school under one roof with same environment, with same teaching staff, and with same techniques. Respected teachers, this act really will be really helping you out in knowing the needs of the children. This will really helping you out further to control the dropout ratio of your particular school, and it will be encouraging CWSN so that they can get motivated and they can go for the further studies. I mean, higher grade studies. This is a probable solution which will be helping us to bridging up the gap and to create ample of opportunities for CWSN students so that they can get education. Respect teachers, moving further with the second probable solution, I would like to highlight some of the key points of NEP 2020. If I talk about NEP 2020, then NEP 2020 says now it's the right time to aware the teacher, because once teacher will get awareness regarding the inclusion, they would be able to understand the needs of the child in a very effective manner at a micro level. Now NEP 2020 says if exam has to be taken for CWSN, then we need to frame or we need to structurize the exam pattern as per the capability of the child, specifically CWSN I'm talking about. Respect teachers, NEP 2020 says the curriculum has to be flexible. The curriculum has to be flexible so that we can make CWSN learn as per their capability, their ability, and their capacity. NEP 2020 is very firm with the fact that now assistive technology has to be introduced among CWSN. We need to motivate CWSN so that they can use more of assistive technology. If we talk about assistive technology, then we will be focusing and emphasizing on gadgets like calculator or tablets, so that the process of taking education would be simplified for CWSN category students. Respected teachers, I have shared a picture with you all. The picture is very much clear in the screen which has been shared with you by me, and you will be visualizing it in your particular mobile phones. If you observe this picture, you will be seeing a man who is standing in the picture along with some of the animals. But they are not animals. Consider them as students which have been depicted in the form of animals in front of you, respected teachers and officers. And the man who is present there wearing a blue sweater is a teacher. Today, this teacher is taking exam of his students. And the exam is like the student who will be climbing up the corner tree will be passing in the exam, and the student who will be failing in climbing up the corner tree will be getting failed in the exam. So students has been depicted in the form of animals in front of you. Respected teachers, on the basis of your observation, I would like to question you that what do you think, which student would be able to climb up the tree and which one will be failing in the exam? Respected teachers, you can unmute yourself or even you can use the chat box.
The monkey and the bird can climb the tree.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your kind response. It was a very prompt response from the ma'am side. So, ma'am is absolutely right. If we talk about bird, the bird will be flying up to the tree, and the monkey will be climbing up the tree. They will be getting through the examination. If we talk about penguin, penguin won't be able to climb up the tree, but it has an ability to run at a faster speed. If we talk about elephant, elephant is a huge animal. It's a giant. It won't be able to climb up the tree, but it has a potential to destroy the tree. If we talk about dog, dog would be trying hard to climb up the tree, but ultimately at the end of the day, it will be failing in that. So, as per ma'am, ma'am is very true with her answer that bird and monkey would be climbing up the tree. Respected teachers, here I would like to ask you another question. The students who are failed in today's exam, who are not able to climb up the tree, do you really think they won't be able to do anything in their further life or in their upcoming life? Do you really think they won't be able to achieve anything in their life? If you really think, then please answer with yes. Else, if you disagree, you can go with no. Respect teachers. Over to you. You can even unmute yourself. Else, you can use the chat box. Respect teachers. Okay. If I talk about those students who are failed in this particular examination, it's not like that they won't be able to achieve anything in their life. It's not like they have ended with everything, but every student who is sitting in our particular classroom has its unique ability. As a teacher, we really need to work on them. We really need to identify those abilities of a particular student, and we have to motivate them that they can get success as per their ability and capacity in their upcoming life. Respect teachers, if I talk about integrated approach, in integrated approach, CWSN got a chance to get themselves enrolled in an inclusive school as per zero rejection policy. I'm highlighting the policy again. It's zero rejection policy. But there were some loopholes, some gaps in the system in the school. I would like to highlight those gaps and loopholes. The very first one was that the teachers were not aware, they were not trained, they were not taught about different pedagogies which need to be adapted in teaching CWSN along with the regular students who are present in the classroom. Second, the ratio of special educators were very less, they were at minimum side in inclusive schools. Third, the curriculum was very rigid. There were no flexibility given in the curriculum. Though the teachers started working with the CWS with their full heart, with the prime efforts which were made by them, but the experience of those teachers with CWSN were like, were like, okay, these students are not able to cope up with the class. These students are different from the other students of the class. They don't understand whatever I teach them in the class. Due to lack of experience and due to lack of training, the teacher got a notion that these students must be sent to a special school. These students must be sent to a special schools. If we talk about integrated education, or if we talk about integrated approach, the changes was there, but the changes were not appropriate. There were more to bring, and we need to put up more effort with CWSN. In order to get more changes, inclusive approach was introduced. If I talk about inclusive approach, in inclusive approach, rigidity of the curriculum was abolished. The curriculum was made more flexible. uh, it was seen and different pedagogies were adopted that was effective in working with CWS and children. Now teachers were sensitized, teachers were trained, teachers were aware, and I hope you all have got a chance to attend a workshop which would be organized by the government of your particular state for the same topic. And if we talk about inclusion, inclusion is also working in the same direction. Particularly if I talk about project inclusion course, then this course has been designed in the same manner and it is working for the awareness which has to be got among the teachers, which needs to be done with the teachers. Respect teachers is, it has been observed when the teachers are being sensitized, then they work more effectively with CWSN students at ground level. Now, when teachers got aware, when they got sensitized and they started working with the CWSN students, so their experiences now are like, using child-centered approach makes child understand the concept better. First, they have their own talent. Second, with the help of professionals, child can perform better. Third, or flexible curriculum catering the needs of the child. Respect teachers, now the positive change has been done under inclusion approach. Now teachers, they are seeing the CWSN along with the regular students as a single part of the class. They are now started accepting CWSN in their own classroom. Rather, if we talk about previous scenario, they were considering the CWSN as problems and they were considered as problematic children. Now this is not happening. Respect teachers, if we talk about inclusion, inclusion is possible, only possible because of peer support. If we talk about change, change starts from bottom and it goes up to the top. The change comes from family, then it goes to the next level, that is school level, and at the third level it goes to the community level. But if we talk about our country, our motherland India, the parent community is not aware about inclusion much. Even they don't know that their own ward is having some child difficulty or some child disability. When this scenario comes, our role as a teacher becomes more important, because at the end of the day it's us teachers who are awareing the parent regarding anything. It's us who are participating in different trainings every day, who are understanding the policies and implementing it in our schools and classrooms. It us who are working at a ground level with the students. And apart from all this, if we are given some type of task, some administrative task, we are really doing it with perfections. I really appreciate it, and I really want to salute you all from the bottom of my heart. Respected teachers, you are doing remarkably Well, it's a tremendous job which has been done by you. But I really need your support. We really need your support. India needs your support in bringing up the inclusion. If we really need to work for the development of our country, our motherland, then we really need to strengthen up our human resource. We can only achieve it with the help of inclusion, because every child who is born in a country, it's possessing the six fundamental rights as per the constitution, and one of them is right to get education. So respected teachers, moving further, I would like to ask you a question. If a child with disability or CWSN is studying with a regular student in an inclusive school, so do you think he or she will be getting any benefit out of it? If you agree, then please write Y in the chat box. If you don't agree, then please write N in the chat box. Respect teachers, what do you think? Do you really think CWSN will be getting some kind of benefit out of it while studying with a regular student in an inclusive school? Okay. Definitely, a CWSN student will be getting benefit out of it. I would like to highlight some of the benefits. Thank you, sir or ma'am. Thank you, thank you so much, sir or ma'am. The first benefit would be that he will be learning new skills through imitation. First benefit. Second, when he will be going to an inclusive school, he will be having a notion and will be feeling that he is also a vital member of the society. Thank you, sir or ma'am. By getting this feeling, he will be boosting up his or her confidence. Respect teachers, he will be getting ample of opportunities to get education, because now he can or she can enroll himself or herself in a nearby school. So these are the some of the benefits which has been highlighted by me in front of you. Thank you, sir. I would like to ask you another question here. Respect teachers, if we talk about a regular student, do you think when a regular student will be studying with a CWSN student in an inclusive school, then he or she will be getting some of the benefits out of it? What do you think? If you agree, please write Y in the chat box. If you don't agree, then you can stick up with the answer. And respect teachers, what do you say? Okay. Respect teachers, a regular child will be also getting some of the benefits, and these benefits are: he will be getting inspiration from CWSN when he will be observing how CWSN is working in his particular life, how much hard work he is putting up. Then definitely he will be getting inspired and definitely will start further for his own development. Thank you, sir or ma'am. He will be developing a positive attitude towards those who are different from them. He will be getting an opportunity to make a special friend or a special buddy. Regular. There are two type of students. One is CWSN and regular. Students with no disability are known as regular students. Okay. Respect teachers, he will be getting a chance to make a special friend or a special buddy with whom he will be spending his quality time during traveling through the school bus, or sharing his lunch in the lunch breaks, or even playing in the playgrounds or gossiping in the playgrounds. So, respect teachers, here I would like to tell about some of the stories from India. The very first story is of Aditi Verma. Aditi Verma, only 25 years old. She has Down syndrome. She lives in Mumbai. She is an entrepreneur and she runs her own restaurant. If I talk about Pranab Bakshi is 19 years, India's first model with autism. And if I talk about Ansh Batra, 14 years, autism, and he's a painter and is well known for his paintings in India and abroad. Respect teachers, if I talk about project inclusion, then this project was started up with our organization, that is Sri Aurobindo Society, in the year 2016. We launched and we started this project from Ghaziabad. We were taking tangible classes. I mean visible classes, physical classes with teachers, and we were giving them orientation in 4-day orientation classroom. From 2016 to 2020, we have covered 14 states and UTs. We have given orientation to more than 20,000 plus teachers. And when these teachers started working with students, they shared a data of 18,000 plus students with us. 18,000 plus data were the students who were suspected NDT cases. We, along with the government of India, as in Sri Aurobindo Society, our organization, along with the government of India, starting working on this 18,000 plus data. And individually, we did the psychometric assessment and came to know that out of 80,000 plus students, 6,600 were confirmed NDD cases. Respected teachers, when we started this journey in the year 2016 till 2020 at ground level, covering 14 states and UTs, then figures which we got were quite different. And we had a notion that this training is mandatory in each and every part of India because teachers were not having enough knowledge regarding inclusion. We covered each and every corner of the country, right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Gujarat to Bengal. We did pre-assessment for the teachers, and we came to know after the pre-assessment result that only one person teachers were aware about inclusion, and the result was same throughout India. We started teaching them, we started giving them orientation, and after the orientation process, we took a post assessment, and the result of the post assessment was very positive because we were able to convert 1% to 48%. I would like to emphasize on around 76% of the teachers identified students correctly as confirmed case of NDD, and this was one of the achievement of our organization. Respected teachers, till March 2020, we were giving orientation physically, tangibly to the teachers. But due to Corona and due to the lockdown, we were not able to reach out to teachers physically. But here we saw an opportunity to develop our course on a digital platform, and we grabbed that opportunity. And today we are actively actively live on digital platform. Respected teachers, if I talk about my course, then you can do our course by simply installing our application with the link which has been shared by you all in the chat box. Our course is free of cost. That means you don't have to spend a single penny out of your pocket. If I talk about the course, it has been developed on digital platform. So what's the difference between online and digital platform? I would like to tell you about it. If I talk about online platform, so as you all were requested to join today's seminar and or webinar at 11 sharp, so the time was specific. The platform which has a specific time duration is known as online platform, and a platform with no specific time duration is known as digital platform. Here I would like to give an example for digital platform. I hope you all are using YouTube. You are accessing it as per your comfort. You are exiting it as per your comfort. The same you can do it with our course. You can use, you can launch our course as per your comfort, and you can exit as per your comfort. And the next day when you will be resuming the course or accessing the course again, you will be starting up this up with the same point where you have left the course the previous day. Respected teachers, if you like to study before going for sleep, you can access our course. If you like to read while traveling, you can access our course. Just give half an hour per day and you will be completing our course in just 10 to 15 odd days. I would like to share some of the experiences of teachers who have already done this particular course. They started our course and they were so fascinated, they were so interested in the course, in the content, that they completed this course within 5 to 8 odd days. So respected teachers, we have segregated our course into 3 phases. If I talk about the very first phase, the first phase is sensitization. In this phase, we are making teachers understand about the course, we are awareing teachers about inclusion, we are making them understand about different pedagogies which needs to be adapted while teaching child with disability. We are making them how they can we are making them to know that how they can understand the needs of the child in a more effective manner. In second phase, we will be making them to do screening for the student. If I talk about screening, then you don't have to maintain any of the records, any of the documentation. You just need to click on the link which has been shared by you in chat box. You need to install our application. You need to give some of the question in form of yes and no in order to screen the child. If I talk about the third phase, in third phase, respect teachers, we will be supporting you up and you will be working with the students at the ground level with CWS. In this particular phase, IEP will be getting implemented and we will be teaching UDL approach so that teachers can teach any concept to the children. Respect teachers, if I talk about my course, the name of the course is Project Inclusion Learning Management System. Our course has been segregated into 17 modules. Each module consists of some animated videos. They are short and crisp video. The duration of videos is 3 to 4 minutes. While going through the video, while watching video, you can't skip it off. You can't fast forward it, as you need to watch this full video and it is mandatory. Respect teachers, while going through our courses, you will be developing your knowledge regarding ADHD, dyslexia, autism, underachiever, slow learner, and other child difficulties and disabilities. If I talk about the present scenario, we are available in prime two languages, that is Hindi and English. But in upcoming some days, we will be launching our course into 7 regional languages consisting Punjabi, Tamil, Gujarati, Bengali, Marathi, and etc. Respected teachers, if I tell you about the structure of my course, then the first thing you need to do is to give pre-assessment. After giving the pre-assessment, you need to watch the animated video. The sample of the same I will be presenting in upcoming slides. After completing after completing the animated video, you will be getting reading material. The reading material is optional to read. You can skip it off and you can straight away move to questionnaire. The question will be presented in MCQ pattern. Respected teachers, you will be getting some of the certificates while completing our course, and let's see what are the criteria for fetching a certificate. So, as I have already told you that our course has been divided into 17 modules, and you are going through a particular module. You have completed a particular module and you are going for the further with the questionnaire. If your score comes above 60% in module assessment, then respected teachers, you will be recognized with the e-certificate. The certificate will be getting generated in the application itself. Simultaneously, after you score more than 60%, you need to download the certificate, you need to frame it up, and you need to share it up with, you can even share it up with your community. After completing 17 modules, you will be going for further with the final assessment. If your score is less than 75% in the final assessment, then also you will be getting recognized with e-certificate. But if your score is above 75% in final assessment, then here you will be getting recognized by a special certificate which is known as Achievers Certificate. Achievers e-certificate for Project Inclusion Program. Recently, our organization organized an event in Pondicherry. In this particular event, we invited all the teachers who scored above 75% in final assessment, and they were recognized with Achiever Certificate by Governor Sahiba of Pondicherry. So these type of programs we are organizing frequently, in which we are acknowledging teachers through higher dignitaries or authorities. Respected teachers, if you face any trouble while using our application, or if you have any confusion with some of our contents, you can join us in our online doubt clearing session. Our online doubt clearing session are getting organized twice a week on Wednesday and on Friday. We will be sharing up with the link of this particular session with you all through WhatsApp, or even it has been shared with you all in the chat box. You can jot down your doubts, you can jot down your problem, you can get connected twice a week. One is Wednesday and second day is Friday, and you can present your doubts in front of our special educators and psychologists, and you can get clarity on your respected doubts from our special educators simultaneously on Fridays and Wednesdays. Thank you. Respected teachers, once you install our application, you can access it through your Facebook account or even with your Gmail account. You are signing in as a teacher. You need to select teacher option. You want to go with the course in English language, then select English as a language, or Hindi, or you can select Hindi as a language to launch the course. Respected teachers, this is a sample of reading material which I have shown it to you all, and which I am sharing presently with you all in the screen of your particular mobiles. It is optional to read, you can skip it off. Respected teachers, I am sharing a sample of animated video, so you will be getting an idea of what type of video you will be seeing
Inclusive
in this course.
education, introduction, understanding the past. Each victory gained over oneself means new strength to gain more victories, says the great Guru Sri Aurobindo. With this quote, he preaches us all to overcome our weaknesses and push ourselves over the limits of personal boundaries. We as educators should always try to guide our students in a way such that they will see no hindrance limiting their sphere of opportunity. With this thought in mind, let's begin with the session to understand the concept of inclusive education for the children with disabilities. In this series of videos, we will understand the meaning of inclusive education, how it benefits a child with or without disability, the family, the community, and all the professionals dealing with the child, and the competencies that an inclusive school teacher should develop. Okay, let's begin by getting introduced to the concept of inclusive education. Historically, people with disabilities were often placed in hospitals, asylums, or other institutions that provided little education. That is, they were excluded from the society. But at the dawn of the 18th century, this scene changed with the introduction of special education. The special education services was provided in segregated settings, also known as special schools. And do you know what special schools are? Well, there was a common misconception that these children needed a separate functional or adapted curriculum. Moreover, special schools admitted only the kids with a specific disability and not the ones with other disabilities. Slowly, this segregated setting saw a change with the introduction of integrated education. And what does integrated education mean? Integrated education shifted the placement of the children with special needs from segregated special schools to regular schools. However, this change was limited as the education for the children with special needs was only shifted to integrated schools without any curricular adaptation or modification as required for the children with special needs. These limitations segregations, and integration led to discussions amongst the specialists across the globe, leading to the emergence of a new concept called inclusive education. So, what's meant by inclusive education? This concept involves including the children with disabilities into regular schools by setting up teaching experiences adapted to all children, thus expanding the probability of equal participation to enjoy social interaction, equal opportunities without discrimination, equal rights to get full acceptance in the society. With changing times, the aim of inclusive education also modified, currently stating it to be a school for everyone with zero rejection policy. Now that we know a little about inclusive education, let's continue learning about it in detail in our next video.
So teachers, this was a one of an example which has been shared for the animated video which you will be visualizing while going through our respected course. I have shared a QR code with you all, which is clearly visible in the screen of your mobile phones. You can switch on the camera and you can scan over this QR code, and you will be observing the application will be getting installed automatically in your respective mobile phones. If we talk about video in particular, you can't skip it off as it is not optional. It is mandatory to watch. You can't fast forward. Respect teachers. You need to see the full video. Once the application will be getting installed in the mobile phone, so what has to be done, how to access the application, that I will be showing it up through a video. Spare teachers, even you can click up with the link which has been shared by you in the chat box. After you click the link, the application will be getting open and will be popping up with the install option. Click on the install option. After installing, open the application. Once the application will be getting open, so you need to select the language in which you will be proceeding up with the course. You are signing is as a teacher, so select teacher. Put your number. The number will be called as the registered mobile number, and select your password. You need to memorize your password in order to access the application again. After selecting, after logging in, you need to launch the course by clicking on the option launch course. Once you launch the course, the introductory page will be popping up in your respected mobile screens. Select it up, start the course. You need to give the pre-assessment as I have discussed with you all earlier. The question will be popping up in the form of MCQ pattern. After the pre-assessment would be done, the list of 17 modules will be appearing in the application. You need to go for the first module. Once you will be finishing up the first module, you would be able to unlock the second module, and in continuity same goes with the other modules. You open the module, select the subtopic, and go with the course. So, respected teachers, this was all about today's session. I hope you have liked the session. But if you have any doubt in your mind, then please, without any hesitation, you can put your doubts in front of us. So, respected teachers, over to you. So I assume that none of the teachers and officers who have joined us today have any doubt. So I would like to invite Lucky sir. Lucky sir, I would like to invite you for the conclusion of today's session. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, so before that, I would just like to ask one question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, for the teachers, those who haven't joined in this meeting, in this 2 days meetings and all, will we be able to join this project inclusion course?
Sir, the teachers who are not able to join us today due to bad weather or poor network today, we will be coordinating with Nitul Sinha sir, and he will be helping you out with the things and the links which had to be shared with the teachers in order to join them again in the upcoming session. So you don't need to worry about it, sir.
Okay. That same for the teachers who only join the meeting, you won't be able to join the course, right?
Not an issue, sir. We will be helping up Nitul Sinha, sir, who is coordinating with you in Mizoram with the upcoming sessions. And definitely, he will be providing up with the link in which the teachers can join us for the orientation process who have not able to join due to bad weather or poor connectivity in their particular areas.
Okay. Okay. All right. Uh,
So, our
now,
Nitul
yes,
sir
sir.
from our state from our organization will be coordinating on this particular process, sir. You don't need to worry, sir. He will be coordinating himself with you.
Okay. Okay.
Taki sir, I would like to invite you for the conclusion of today's webinar.
Okay.
Lucky
Thank you,
sir,
sir.
over to you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, sir. All right. After coming to the end of this 2 days session, first of all, I would like to thank Sri Aurobindo Society for conducting such a wonderful and eye-opening program for our West Jaintia Hill District. The program was very meaningful, resourceful, especially in the context of the inclusive education. I sincerely thank our Madam Dr. Timmy Mahajan, Head of Project Inclusion, Nikhil Sir, and then Sir Vijay Kumar Tiwari, all from this Aurobindo Society Agency, for making the session so lively and interesting. Also, I still convey my sincere thanks, especially to our resource person, Sarana Rai. In these 2 days, we were talking about the inclusive education and also about the project education course and the training modules that have been developed by the Aurobindo Society. So the training modules, which consists of 17 modules, I think it covers almost all the areas of the disability under the RPWD Act 2016. So for coming up with such a beautiful course and something, hat off to all the three Aurobindo societies. And then I also personally request to the teachers who are present here today to kindly take interest and join this course, which I assure whoever do the course will benefit from it and they will have a clear picture about the disability and also maybe they will be able to diagnose and implement about the problems that the CW will attempt face or they will be able to implement in a ground level at a classroom situation. Also, to our chief guest and on behalf of chief guest also to his presidency today, I extend my sincerest thanks to our chief guest, Madam APCA, who is also the district school education officer and the district program coordinator for the RMSA, for sparing your valuable time in attending this program wholeheartedly, and your presence yesterday has been an inspiration to us. Also, my thanks goes to all the other dignitaries like the SPSEO, BMC, the principals, the headmasters, the headmistresses, the head teachers, and the teachers of various schools of West India district, who has attended 2 days online program on project inclusion. Also looking forward for the days to come, I mean from all the dignitaries, from all the teachers, that we will coordinate and cooperate together so that we'll be able to meet the objective actually out by the Sri Aurobindo Society in terms maybe which will be able to remove the barriers related to IE in our district of Jaintia. So I request to each and everyone present here to pass on this message also about the course which was developed by the Aurobindo Society on the project nutrition, and then so that they can enroll themselves and then have a quick pictures about the inclusive education. Again, once again, I thank to each and every one present yesterday and today also for sparing your valuable time and making this session lively and interesting, in which without your presence, the program would not have been successful. So thank you so much and thank you, teacher. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Laki sir. Your words means a lot to us, and thank you all the education officers along with the teachers who have joined us today for this special webinar. I hope you have liked the webinar, and definitely you all will be going with our courses by installing our application. So, respected teachers, I conclude this webinar, and I wish you very, best luck for the rest of the day. Thank you, and have a nice day all. Thank you for your support and love. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you.